Well, you've probably been wondering about that cowbell, and over the course of the past week I've heard it twice while I've been out in the backyard working in the shed on different things.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. Glad to see all of you today. Another great day to be alive and out here awake and doing what we like to do.
Amen.
Thought we'd bring you along with us today. Well, you've probably been wondering about that cowbell, and over the course of the past week I've heard it twice while I've been out in the backyard working in the shed on different things. One time it was from way off in the back. It sounded like one was running with it. And the other time it was just a couple of clangs on it, and it was coming from over here in this area where Junior's log is at. So I think we're gonna walk over there and look everything over, and we got a couple of little gifts to leave for him over there. So let's get on with it today and see what we see and hear what we hear.
Sounds good.
You want the bucket?
Got it. Can't forget the bucket.
You leave that bucket sitting up here and we're liable to both get conged with the cowbell.
Or lose the bucket.
As you can see, we've got some more rain in the past few days, and it's getting ready to rain in a little while, so keeping an eye out for footprints.
Yeah, we brought stuff to cast, but we're trying to find one deep enough.
Looks like all around that tree one's been kind of dancing around it, doesn't it?
I don't know. I've learned that the young ones, kind of juniors age and down, have an easier time with the physical, and they tend to leave more
trace.
But I think there's sort of a growth and development even in their own skills.
I picked up another box of plaster yesterday. It's just about the right conditions down here to find a footprint somewhere, and if we do find a good one, I'll pour it and have another one to add to the collection.
I'm realizing how big some of the adults are. It dawned on me that we could easily go right over something that was 2 to 3 feet and never think about it. So we're really trying to keep an eye. Certainly if it was deep enough, it would stand out differently.
I don't know if you guys can see the pond right there.
Yeah. She filled right up after that winter snow.
Well, we know that they had been back here from the trip a week ago because that little teddy bear and that Chewbacca doll were clear on the other side of the woods. So
Yeah, we'll have to see what else.
I still see his blanket and baseball and that bottle. There's a shoe. And look how all that's
I thought
pressed.
the shoe was on the ground.
Look how all that's pressed down like he's been laying there.
Yeah. Got him Nanky. That blanket.
That blue blanket. Well, we've got something kind of unique and special we were going to leave here for him today, if you want to explain to him.
So we owe a great thanks to Pat Brown. It's a gorgeous, almost 2-pound marble. So hopefully he's not into baseball.
Yeah, that's about the size of that baseball.
But we know he loves this size of a ball, and I guess on a palm level it would be. And then there's a couple of smaller ones that I thought that Took Lily or even the babies might like. And we really usually bring out blue, so it'll be interesting to see if he likes the red, and it's got a little blue in it. But it's just beautiful. Thank you so much. And we're going to put this back here for them. Somewhere where it's noticeable.
Now, if you want to dig down in that bucket, I thought we'd leave him a couple other things right here.
Okay.
There's a big bag in there that's got banana pudding in it, a big Ziploc bag. So it's got banana pudding and...
Well, the way he and Took had been going at it, that could be a
yeah,
fight.
leave him the bag of that and one of those moon pies back here.
Okay.
Probably have to dig down pretty deep. I think they're toward the bottom. There you go. It's just simple banana pudding, mostly just vanilla wafers and banana pudding mixed together. You'll like it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on with the rest of it and
Sounds good.
try to beat the rain. Well, I'd say one of them's been sitting there digging for grubs under those little saplings. You see all that shoot up there?
This is the time of year that we start seeing cedar chewed up for we think for bugs, like a natural repellent. Or maybe it has a certain flavor at certain times of year.
I think they dig around in that, getting the grub worms and things out.
Almost looks like somebody stepped right there too. I always look forward to the green of spring, but it's nice right now too to be able to see so far back.
Yeah, it won't be very long. The Easter lilies are all coming up in the backyard, so that means about another 2 or 3 weeks you'll see the
Green
buds and the greenery coming on back here.
Yep. I don't know who that is. They're having a party with these.
Which will also be snake weather and tick weather when that happens.
Can't wait.
Favorite time of the year.
Actually, I'm pretty good about the snakes. I don't care who you are, there's just something creepy about a tick.
Now the experiment that I did out here with the battery, I wanted to show you this spot right here. Right there is the arch that I used for that. We're not going to walk under that today.
No. We got things to do. We don't have time to go anywhere. No, see, if I were glancing at this.
Now look though, the triangle glyph is gone.
The triangle's gone, but look here. Right here, there's a heel, and it goes on up, and it's just in the perfect shape, but it's just not deep enough to...
You know what that says to me? They killed the power switch on it. I can't play with this arch anymore.
Aw.
I'm gonna have to find another one. But they left this alone. That big asterisk and...
Well, that was that spot that they marked as interdimensional, and they haven't destroyed it yet, so it's always worth keeping our eye out.
Right there on the ground is one of those little cups that had it. I think it had icing in it from.
Oh wow!
You know, we got the little pizzas and brought out here and had the little stick, the dipping things with icing.
That's what it looks like.
I'm gonna call one of the pizza places and see if they'll deliver it to the log out here.
Yeah.
You think they'd go along with it?
And they're like, well, it's all about the green, so they might. It's really hard to see on video, but there actually are a lot of different types of prints out here.
I'm looking at all that right there around that mud hole.
Some of them even feel like they could be other forest people.
Now look right there in the pine straw.
That's babies.
Now tell me they're not...
Those are the babies.
No, tell me they're not conscientious about where they're walking.
Right.
Because it's all right there in the pine straw and avoiding the mud hole.
Interesting. Mama's been good to leave her foot a couple of times for us near where we found the little tracks of the what we think are the babies. And I really feel like they do that intentionally. The big ones don't have to gift us with that. Right here. You see the toes up? From here, I can see the heel, and right under here, I can see toes. We might be able to cast that. I don't know. It's a little mucky.
It's a little tiny one, isn't it?
Yeah. She's been teaching the babies a lot of little things.
You know, that first 5 minutes of the morning when you're just barely awake and you're kind of laying there taking inventory of yourself for just that brief moment, and my mind thinks about different things, and it's no big surprise that we absolutely love adventures and mysteries and what's the reason behind this or the reason behind that. So I was thinking about something this morning. You know, we've been on the East Coast as far as the bottom of Florida, clear up into New York. We've been down into Mexico, and it's clear up into north into Ontario. Been from as far east as like Norfolk Naval Base all the way to Seattle, Washington, and we have crisscrossed this country more times than I can even count now. We've got a lot of mileage. There's a helicopter. But one of the greatest mysteries that I have yet to figure out, and maybe the viewers can help me
What's that?
With all of this, but all of the miles we have traveled, all of the highways we've been up and down, I have never once figured out how all these shoes just mysteriously appear in the middle of the highway or along the edge of the road.
No doubt.
What is up with shoes everywhere?
That is true.
If you were really paranoid, you could say that was an alien abduction. They were just walking along the highway and zap.
It is weird when you think about it. You just drive along and all of a sudden one shoe.
I couldn't count how many hundreds and hundreds of shoes we've seen on the highway over the years driving around.
If we had a nickel for every shoe we found, or seen, I should say. We haven't picked them up.
So maybe somebody somewhere has an idea what's behind all that.
That's a really good question.
That's a great unsolved mystery right there. The weird places your mind goes when you're still half asleep.
I don't try to think about shoes when I wake up.
I think the rain got to that big pile and washed it down.
Yeah.
Now some places, you know, like Myrtle Beach, you could expect that because everybody walks around with
lucky
just
if they have clothes on by the time they get done.
Band-aids and a string on anyway, so you can kind of expect to find shoes. But I'm talking about like in the middle of
nowhere,
Iowa or Kansas or somewhere on
just a flat highway.
Just a flat highway in the middle of corn where you don't pass a car for 2 hours.
Occasionally I see people with their windows down, their feet sticking out of the window, so maybe a couple of those could be wind catchers. But this has been going on more than 30 years that we know of.
More than likely, mom or dad's driving and the kids have got really, really raunchy feet and they're like, oh my God, you're gagging me out, throw it out the window.
Oh.
Now let's get this tree fixed up and we'll be right back. Alright, so like I said, we're trying to play beat the rain, so we're kind of hurrying along with it right now. You can see the clouds coming in, the trees are starting to pick up some wind movement. But we've got over here a banana, and there's grapes, a little handful of marshmallows, some of those great big chocolate covered almonds in there, and some crackers. Got popcorn, moon pie up there.
Apples, peanut butter.
Another moon pie there. Apples and peanut butter, and another little treat bag that's got like sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and stuff like that in it.
We did notice that the big marble is gone. Looks like all the small ones are still there, plus another one. It's kind of more of a green color to the back, but they've been moved, so not sure.
Yeah, that great big glass, that big blue marble, it's gone somewhere.
And there's some, I don't know, almost looks like finger tracings in there. And then this limb is new. We just noticed. So
there's a couple cans of sardines, big can of mixed nuts, and some of those little Vienna sausages. You hear him?
Yep.
There's the cowbell.
I feel sorry for his family if he carries that thing around. Somebody might be getting a
I've
hold of
only
it.
heard it twice this week, but you know, that's just when I've been outside, so. There's a crow.
Good old crow.
Alright, we'll get on back there and get this other one fixed up and
Beat the rain.
he hasn't been too rambunctious with it. Like I said, that first time it sounded like it was way back in there, and one of them was running with it for just a couple of seconds. The other one was up here by his log, and it was just like two clangs on it.
Well, so far I have not waken up at 3 a.m. to it, so we're good. You're good.
I've been sleeping so hard the past few days I probably couldn't hear it if he was ringing it in my ear. But
yeah, the last week or two has been very interesting energetically. The way.
Where's he at, Crow? You hear that?
Yeah. Come on. Right in front of you, one sitting. I don't want to hear you, I'm busy. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the whole shadow just right in front of you. I'm trying to guess. I'm trying to keep my eye on the top of it so that I can gauge the height. Yes, thank you. We already know. Huh. Now I can't find it.
Kind of keep your eye up high and an ear out. Sometimes when he chucks things this direction, the mechanics of how their shoulders and arms and everything are, it's like they're lobbing stuff underhanded, so it makes a big huge arch, like throwing a baseball or a football
Wouldn't it
underhanded.
be awesome to have one of them in the Olympics for discus?
Throwing a shot put.
See, that's the stuff I'd be thinking of.
Just about anything that they throw at you comes from an underhanded lob. He's been good about it the past several months, but I'm waiting to see if Took wants to start showing his little hairy butt and start doing some of it.
I was just beginning to wonder if that's who I was seeing in shadow, because it wasn't big enough to be Junior. And it didn't feel like Willie. You know, he's definitely, and I really feel like he's going to do extremely well. I just think he is something else to have to raise. Everybody's got one in the family. I know my family did.
Well, I think
It wasn't me.
we've ended up with 2 between Junior and him.
He makes Junior look pretty chill. I think anytime you have a big family, especially kids, they're always trying to figure out how to be different.
You were doing that interpretation and translation for the video, the Bigfoot Orbs and Eyeshine video, and you were saying that he'd gotten a fat ear, and you were saying that he probably...
I said chewed out, and you saw somebody
sounded
bopping
to me
him.
like he got boxed upside the ear. But
Anything's possible. A fat ear. And I know for a fact in just the last month or 2, he's been told more than once, and that's just what we're aware of. Nothing, you know.
But if they reflect your own energies and personalities, that would make perfect sense, because from the time I was 3 years old till the time I was 16 years old, if I went a day without getting my ear boxed, it was a anomaly. So
That's funny.
Mama could ricochet something across the house like a boomerang.
And a backhand stronger than her front hand.
Oh yeah. I can tell you in quite intimate detail what the back of her hand looks like.
I was lucky.
All right, do you need me to pop open the sardine cans, or can you?
I think I can get them.
Oh good, I'm gonna stand here and film while we're
Okay, you do yours.
doing that. Back in there somewhere. That's where that thing came ringing out of.
sardines. Try it sometime, baby.
I have to put that in the spritz bottle. Alright, so pretty much just like the other one. Alright, ring the cowbell. Dinner is served.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Somebody's right up on the hill. They're not far. They're just waiting.
Right over that hump back there.
And over here. Busybodies. It's probably Chuck back here because he got trouble getting to the food first.
Now watch, after we've talked about all that shoe stuff, we'll come out here next time and there'll be a pile of shoes out here.
Oh no.
Alright guys, we're going to leave them to their lunch and we will catch you down the trail. Appreciate you stopping by today. Thanks.